There are few things scarier than the thought of a stranger entering your home while you re there. Your house is supposed to be your safe space, but when someone violates that safety, it leaves a fear that never really goes away. Here are 4 terrifying true stories about strangers breaking into homes. Story 1. I grew up in a 2-story house with a dusty old attic that no one ever went into. My parents used it for storage, but that was about it. One night when I was 16, I woke up to faint scratching sounds above my ceiling. At first, I thought it was a raccoon or maybe birds, but then I heard it. Slow, deliberate footsteps. I froze in bed. My parents were sleeping downstairs, and I was alone upstairs. I tried convincing myself I was imagining it, until I heard a faint cough. A very human cough. I called out softly, "Dad?" But no answer. The footsteps stopped. I told my mom the next morning. She brushed it off, saying it was probably an animal. But that night, it happened again. The footsteps, the slow dragging sound, then silence. I was terrified, so I stayed awake with my phone's flashlight on. Around 2 a.m., I saw a thin line of light under my bedroom door. The attic entrance was in the hallway right outside. Someone had opened it. I heard the faint creak of a footstep in the hall. I held my breath, clutching my phone like a weapon. Whoever it was just stood outside my room, breathing. Then, slowly, they turned and went back up the ladder. The police came the next morning and searched the attic. They found an old sleeping bag, food wrappers, and empty water bottles. Someone had been secretly living above me for weeks. They never caught him. Story 2. This happened when I was in college. I was renting a small off-campus apartment by myself. It was a hot summer night, so I left the sliding glass door to my patio slightly open with the screen shut. Around midnight, I awoke to a strange sound, like the screen being lifted off its track. I sat up in bed and saw the silhouette of a man crouching at the door. I froze, too scared to even move. He slid the screen open and slowly stepped inside. I could hear his breathing, heavy, shaky. I reached for my phone, but before I could dial, he whispered, "Don't scream." I bolted into the bathroom, slammed the door, and locked it. My hands shook as I dialed 911. The operator told me to stay quiet and that officers were on the way. For the next 5 minutes, I listened as the man walked around my apartment, opening drawers, knocking things over, even trying the bathroom doorknob. Then it went silent. When the police arrived, they found the sliding door wide open, but the man was gone. The worst part? On my kitchen table, they found a small pocket knife, one that didn't belong to me. Story 3. A few years ago, I was home alone one night while my parents were on vacation. I had the house to myself, and it was raining hard outside. I was watching TV in the living room when I heard a soft tap-tap at the window behind me. At first, I thought it was just the rain, but then it came again, louder this time. When I pulled back the curtain, I almost screamed. A man was standing there in the rain, staring directly at me through the glass. His face was pale, his hair plastered to his forehead. He didn't move, didn't speak, just stared. I grabbed the phone to call 911, but by the time I looked back, he was gone. I locked every door and window in the house, heart racing. About 10 minutes later, I heard movement upstairs. My bedroom window creaked open. I ran out the front door barefoot and waited in my neighbor Amy's driveway until the police showed up. When they searched the house, they found muddy footprints leading from my bedroom window to the top of the stairs. Whoever it was had been inside, and if I hadn't run, I don't know what would have happened. Story 4. This last one happened to my cousin. She had just moved into her first apartment and was excited to live alone. The first few nights were fine, but one evening, while getting ready for bed, she noticed her closet door was slightly open. She was sure she had shut it earlier. She brushed it off, closed the door, and went to sleep. At around 3 a.m., she woke up to the sound of a faint click, like the sound of a door slowly unlatching. She sat up and saw her closet door slowly opening. Her blood ran cold when she saw the outline of a man crouching inside. She screamed and ran for the door, but he lunged out of the closet. She barely managed to get out of the apartment and into the hallway, where neighbors came to help. By the time police arrived, the man was gone. But inside the closet, they found a backpack filled with clothes, rope, and a roll of duct tape. The scariest part? Her landlord admitted later that the apartment had been broken into once before, and no one ever figured out how the intruder got in. Those were 4 terrifying true stories about strangers breaking into homes. Which story scared you the most? Comment below and subscribe for more true horror stories.